Here I am in the beautiful Fraser Valley driving back to Abbotsford from Chilliwack. There's a lot of talk about housing and the housing prices, interest rates, and a lot of people are worried. But everyone's looking for either an extreme correction, people who aren't in the market want extreme deflation. If you're in the market, you don't want prices to go down. But a lot of people who are on the extreme deflation camp, what they don't realize, because they want to get into the market, extreme deflation is actually worse than inflation, because you still have a huge segment of a society with houses. If you want everything to crash and the debt doesn't go away, so now you're going to have the middle class, middle income with huge mortgages. And remember, it's the middle class and the middle income, the small business owners that are still the bulk of our economy. Now, if they go underwater, you could potentially take the whole economy down. So all these people that are hoping for a crash so they can get into the market, I don't think you really understand what that's going to do, because the Canadian economy is so tied into real estate now that it's going to affect everything. If we have a US style 2007, 2008 crash, it could literally pull the rug out of our market. We just made it through the 07, 08 financial crisis because our banking sector was a little more regulated than the Americans. But this time around, we actually did not need to follow them to lower rates to almost nothing. Now, if we had stood separate from the US and maintained higher rates, we would not be in the position we're in now, and where housing prices since 2008 probably went up, I don't know, probably fourfold at least, somewhere around there, 3 or 4-fold, due to the low rates, money printing, the excess money supply. And maybe we could have lowered rates slightly, but to the level that we went to cause this kind of a reaction, it's crazy, the situation we're in now as a country and as an economy. And I feel for people, although I have a day job that's not real estate, and I'm trying to get into the real estate sector as an agent. I'm also an entrepreneur, a serial entrepreneur. But what I'm seeing is still people have two kind of extreme outlooks. Some people want a major crash, and other people, some agents are still thinking pie in the sky. Oh yeah, if prices come down, or if rates come down, prices are going to skyrocket again, or anything else. I mean, I don't think people, the two extremes, understand that's not good for anyone. But we need a balanced market. And maybe because of the huge need for housing and the amount of immigration that we're getting that's excess, that could prop up pricing again. But I think a balanced market is definitely better. Interest rates that are affordable, and even like mortgages that are, we might be looking at for affordability, interest rates and mortgage terms that are getting closer to the Japanese, the Europeans, where we could see 50-year mortgages. And at that point, for affordability, for the middle class, middle income, who essentially keep our economy going, we're just paying rent to the banks. And you're only really, at that point, I think, providing for the next generation possibly, or making sure that you can stay in your home. Because I think that's the biggest worry for most people, is that if you're renting a place, that investor will sell the home out from under you. So there's all those areas. But right now in the market, although the market is warming up, I wouldn't say hot, and it seems like there's more on the market and more buyers coming out, it's still healthier than having bidding wars and a hot market. A bidding war and a hot market might be good for the person selling, but you forget, once you sell, you still have to buy. And that should be a natural event. I see that some agents, they're trying to create that, but if a client wants that, of course, but I'm not the kind of real estate agent that's trying to craft that on purpose, because I don't think that's healthy. I think in a natural context, if bidding wars happen, that's still part of the market system. That's still because it's naturally happening. But when you have agents trying to create that, I don't think it's healthy. And I think in a lot of situations that can backfire, because if you price things right, you should get healthy interest from buyers. And trying to create a bidding war situation, that I don't think in this market that's a healthy way to go. I don't think it's the way to go. If that's what the client wants, of course, agents are going to do it. But I personally think a bidding war and that kind of situation should be a natural end in the market, a natural situation in the market, not something that agents should be trying to create, because that's not good for either side as a buyer or for the seller when they're trying to rebuy, because that can happen to you too also. And we all know the hot heydays where you can't even find a place, because when there's 10, 20, 30 bids on a place and you're trying to leave your place and get into a new place, that's not healthy. And my hope is that the market will stay balanced and get into a place of balance. And you're always going to have the peaks where the market gets hot. But I'm not sure, again, as an agent, I've never been in that pie in the sky camp. I'm not trying to drive up prices or get people into that euphoric state. I'm here to serve my clients. I'm here to work for your best interests. And obviously as a seller, if that means better pricing, of course. I think I have negotiation skills from the entrepreneurial side that are better than most agents, because I've gone the business route and I understand that side a little bit better. But at the same time, we need a balanced, healthy market. Whatever my clients want, that's what I'll definitely be working for your best interest as a client. Let me know your thoughts, whether you're an agent or a consumer looking for a place, on interest rates, on mortgage term lengths. What's the solution out there? Because right now also the way the BC government is going, current government, it seems like a good thing, taking away the zoning, but I don't think it's actually a good thing. I think for neighborhoods and people who've worked hard all their life trying to get into neighborhoods, when you're allowing density without proper planning, that's going to create a huge mess. And we're going to be back into the 90s. I think shoddy building, people just putting up whatever just to make a sale, and I don't think that's good for neighborhoods. I don't think that's good for the people who invested in those neighborhoods and took care of their neighborhoods, and they haven't even thought through the parking situation. And people, when you're buying a place, you want parking. Well, you need parking. The kind of mess this could theoretically potentially create if this goes through, which it seems like it's going to go through, it's staggering. And my hope and my goal, and I've written the government about this, is that you need to plan and allow developers to develop. So developers have deep pockets. They can craft and create better neighborhoods. That's important because small builders can't do that. But large builders, larger developers, they can do that. And they can build better quality, they can build to better styling, they can build from interior to exterior to all the planning in all the stages that are involved. A developer can do that. So what to me should really happen is the government should take away the red tape for developers and make it easier for them to buy large groups of properties, so that also and work with neighborhoods and people that will do a land assembly and get their properties together. This is a great opportunity for you as a landowner, as a residential owner, and with larger properties, get together with your neighbors to do your own land assembly and work with an agent of your choice to represent you. That's always been a passion of mine that I'd love to do, because I was doing that before when I had my quarter-acre lot by Mill Lake and trying to get my neighbors together to do a land assembly way back in the day. 2000, unfortunately, after the financial crisis, but within a few years of that, it still made sense. The people who you want to market it to is developers. But developers are also stuck with a lot of red tape. People don't understand and realize that they have a lot of costs and they have a lot of government regulations that they have to abide to. And that's a big thing. So for me, the government should allow developers to purchase large areas and redevelop those neighborhoods to more density, because it doesn't make sense to just throw up density in every small neighborhood just because you have a 3,000, 3,500 square foot lot and put a fourplex on it. That can seem good for the owner there because they'll probably get unlock more value, but if everybody does that, it's going to be a disaster for the neighborhoods. That's just my 2 cents. Let me know what you think. Are there any other options? Let me know what you think about rates, mortgages, and the drive for the BC government to create density and remove a lot of the zoning restrictions that are currently there in municipalities. Thank you for watching my short video here on this, and again, please get a hold of me if you'd like to talk about this more. My name is Joby, also known as Agent Joby. Please look for more content coming from my channel,